Hey guys, what's up? It's Mimi. So today's video is going to be a chit chat get ready with me. As you can tell, I have no makeup on my face, so I'm gonna put some on and just talk to you guys about my life and things that you didn't know maybe, and just whatever's on my mind. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. But before we start, don't forget to give this a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below if you haven't already, and so you don't miss out on new videos every Wednesday and Saturday. And without further ado, let's get into this video. So, I don't know the last time I talked about me or myself or what I'm doing on YouTube. So, just a little bit about myself if you don't know. I am 20 years old. I am turning 21 in 3 months? Maybe 3 months? I'm not sure anymore. My birthday's in June, so whatever month we're in right now, but I'm turning 21 in June. I am a junior in college right now. I am almost done with this year, actually. We only have like 2 months, 3 months? I don't know. Don't really know. But first thing you guys might not know about me is that I am a baking and pastry major / food service management. So I did my first 2 years as a baking and pastry student. So I was in labs and cooking food for 2 years. And then people walk up and down these stairs all the time. But I have a degree in baking and pastry, and now I am going for my bachelor's degree in food service management. So that is another degree in science, and this degree is mainly focused on the business aspect and being a manager instead of working in the kitchen as like a line cook or as a pastry chef or something like that. So my goal for that is to get a job in management. Working in the kitchen is a ton of work. It's so much stress on your body because you're standing for like 12 hours at a time or more. So it's a lot. It's a lot of work to do. Yeah, so that's what I'm hoping to do. We had a career fair a few days ago where I went to go talk to a company that's based in Virginia. I'm really excited to start the process with that. Everyone says you have to have a job by like the end of fall trimester. We're on trimesters here, we're not semesters. So the fall trimester ends right at Thanksgiving. So people say that you should have a job by then, which is kind of stressful because I have like 6 months, but like the whole hiring process takes about 6 months. So you don't want to be that person who doesn't have a job by the time we graduate, sort of thing. So just trying to get ahead, trying to do that. Another thing you guys might not know about me is that I am a very organized person. I hate clutter, I hate messes, I don't like it at all. So when something's like out of place, like, it kind of freaks me out a little bit. So I like picking up and keeping everything organized. I kind of get really stressed out about it, so I clean up quite a lot. This morning I woke up and I cleaned the whole fridge because it was disgusting and everything just like everything was everywhere and it was just not organized at all. I couldn't find anything. So for about an hour this morning, before anyone else got up, I organized the fridge and cleaned it and everything. So I do that quite a lot. I just randomly get in the mood to organize random things. So some days I'll just like organize my makeup and go through it, or I'll organize my clothes because I can't find everything that I want to find. So I do that quite a lot. Another thing is that I wake up super early. So I take morning classes. So the morning classes start at 7:10. So that means I had to be on the bus by 6:30 at the latest, because I live on the other campus and you have to travel to get down city from Harborside, sort of thing. So I had to be on the bus and I have to be at class early in the morning. So I take morning classes because I'm a morning person. So even on the weekends when I don't have to work or I don't have school or anything like that, I wake up at like 8:39. Somebody else coming down the stairs. One just stomps down those stairs, but they do. What was I saying? morning classes. I'm a morning person. I go to class early. I wake up on the weekends around like 8:30, 9. Like, it's really rare for me to sleep until like 10, 10:30. I did that a few days ago because I haven't been sleeping recently. So I slept in pretty late, and I didn't get up until like noon, like out of bed, like up until about noon, which is like really, really rare for me to do. So yeah. There was another one that led from that one. Now I need to think about it. I should have written these down, but I just didn't. So I usually do. I usually plan out every single video to a T, and today's video is not very planned out. So if I'm rambling, I am sorry. I ramble a lot. I remember now. So, because I don't sleep, since I wake up every single day really early, I really don't sleep well. I get up quite a lot in the middle of the night, so I'll go to bed at like 10:30, 11, but then between 11 and when my alarm goes off, I'm up like every 2 hours or so. So I'm really like, I don't actually get a good night's sleep, so I'll sleep for about 2 hours at a time. So then when I wake up, I'm like super tired, or I'll wake up at like 4:30 when my alarm's supposed to go off at 5. And then I'm wide awake, and I'm like, I should probably get up now before I wake up at 5 and be too tired. But then I go back to sleep, and then I wake up at 5 and I am exhausted. So I don't know what is going on with that. If anybody knows, please let me know, because I just don't know what to do anymore. I just can't sleep, and I'm just so tired. And even if when I sleep for like 12 hours, I am exhausted for the rest of the day. So I really, really don't know what's going on with that. Another thing you might not know about me is that I am adopted from Korea. I was adopted when I was about 8 months old from Korea, and I was adopted into an American family, so that's why I don't have an accent anymore. And I was also adopted at 8 months, so I never knew Korean. Did I say that? I was adopted from Korea? I hope so. But I learned Korean when I was a little kid, but since nobody else spoke Korean in my household, it was kind of hard to keep up with it, so I kind of stopped. I think the last year I did was 2003, so I was really, really young. But by the time I was done with like 3 years of Korean school, I was like fluent in it. I couldn't translate it back, but I knew exactly what somebody was saying if they said it to me in Korean. So it's like when somebody speaks to you in English, you automatically know what they say, but you don't really have to understand it fully, sort of thing. That's how I was in Korean when I was a little kid. My parents are both white, Caucasian. My mom is part Native American and my dad's part Polish. Everyone's super surprised when I say I'm adopted, and like apparently nobody knows that I'm adopted out of my friend group, and they just learned that recently apparently, so don't know why. I really don't know why. I feel like I tell people, but I feel like I don't sometimes. But yes, I'm adopted, and yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. My brother's also adopted too from Korea, and everyone's first question that they ask us is, are we blood related, or like are we actually siblings? And I'm just like, we are siblings. We are not blood related. We are both adopted from the same agency out of Seoul, Korea, but that does not mean that we are of the same blood. People get really confused too when they see my mom and I together, and they're like, are you two related? My mom's like, yeah, she's my daughter. So yeah, that's happened quite a lot of the time. Another thing is, I absolutely hate when people automatically assume my race. Like, I'm Asian, and that's fine if you say I'm Asian. That is 100% fine. But I'd rather somebody ask, oh, where are you adopted from, or something along those lines. Because somebody asks like, oh, where are you from? I'm like, I'm from Newton, Massachusetts. They're like, oh no, originally. I'm like, that's kind of rude to ask to somebody. So I'd rather somebody be like, oh, are you adopted or something like that. I don't know. I don't know how to phrase it, but a lot of people ask random questions and kind of dumb questions. I don't mean to use that word like in a bad way, but like a lot of people just start speaking Chinese or Japanese to me. And I'm like, I'm not from there. I don't know that language. I barely know Korean as it is. Or just like guess, like, oh, are you from China? I'm like, no, I am not from China. Not every single Asian is from China. So, sorry about that rant. It gets on my nerves because my brother goes through the same thing because we grew up in a predominantly white neighborhood, so there wasn't a lot of Asians, and especially like we're the only Koreans that I know of who live on my block back at home, so we had to deal with this a lot. And there's not a lot of people who are adopted anyways in my hometown. Another thing you guys might not know about me, that's a lot of blush, is that I absolutely hate driving, like 100% hate driving. For the longest time, like, I didn't even want to get my license because of how much I hated it. It just scares me. I don't know why, but I just like, I'd rather drive on like back roads or in like city areas than on the highway. I absolutely hate highway driving, hate driving in general. I just don't understand why people like it so much. And you just don't know what's gonna happen. So I'd rather just not drive. I'd rather walk, or I'd rather take public transportation. The main thing that people don't know about me is that my real name is not Mimi. Yeah, I said that. My real name is not Mimi, and it is nowhere close to my real name at all. And whenever I like say that's not my real name, everyone's like, what? How's that not your real name? I'm like, it's not, and it's not even related to my real name. And they're like, what is it? I'm like, why don't you guess and see if you can figure it out? I give them hints and they just can't figure it out. But if you guys want to know, my real name is Elizabeth, but I absolutely hate the nicknames for Elizabeth. I hate Liz, I hate Lizzie, I don't even know what other names, but I 100% hate it. Hate it so much. And the backstory on that is that when I was a little kid, apparently I wanted food. No surprise, as I'm in the food industry now. And I wanted food from my mom or something, so I said, like, give me food sort of thing. And somehow that stuck when I was like 2. And I don't know how that stuck. And nobody really knows how that stuck. So that's pretty much it. So everyone calls me Mimi unless I'm in trouble, and then my mom called me Elizabeth. But another thing you might not know about me is that I love coffee. Like, absolutely love coffee. And since I grew up in New England, since I grew up in New England, I have grown up around Dunks, so my hometown doesn't allow like fast food restaurants. Pretty much they like ban fast food restaurants and food trucks and a lot of things. They also ban plastic bags in my town, so we only have a Panera, a Subway, and then Dunkin' Donuts because it's in Massachusetts and that's where Dunkin' Donuts was founded pretty much. So there are Dunks on every corner, but that's like the only fast food restaurant that we have. And we have like a handful of Starbucks and like a handful of Pete's Coffee. So I always went to Dunks. So I don't go to Starbucks. 1, because it's too expensive, and 2, I just don't like their coffee. I grew up with Dunkin' Donuts coffee, so I like that one better. Leave me a comment down below if you're a Starbucks or a Dunks fan. Please say Dunks, because Dunks is so much better. Well, I think that is all the facts for today. If you guys want to see a part 2, don't forget to give this a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below. I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I will see you guys on Saturday for a brand new video. Bye!